Yo, 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 it's your boy Southside Geek A60 back with another video. And y'all, so I have made a reaction before this video to this video right here of from Andy Emily. Dude, it is how long? It's 13 minutes, right? Usually when I'm recording, man, fuck this. Long story short, dude, it did not record my audio. It did not record. It recorded my audio, but it didn't record the audio from the YouTube video. Dude, this was like probably like my one of my top three favorite videos that I recorded. Anyways, I just had to let you know so you wouldn't be like, damn, why was he so down to be in the video? Yeah, I lost a good video that I was proud of. So yeah. Anyways, this is not the video by the way, because I wrecked to the whole shit before I noticed it. I'm talking about like I signed off deuces and everything. Yeah. Oh, and I'm posting this one. I'm posting this one to YouTube. I'm not gonna be like, no fucking nah, let me just redo this. No. Yeah, let's do this. All right. Oh, so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm good now. I fixed it now. Oh. I don't think they show nothing important there. That's just like my captures. Let me see that. Let me know if I can hear it.
Russo brothers. He's been pictured with
I can hear it. I'm pretty sure. Anyways, it's your boy Sataki A60, and we here with a video from Emergency Awesome, and the video is Thanos Returns to Marvel. Long story short, because I did an intro to this video too before I noticed, but I noticed only like what 49 seconds in, so that's right. Um, he did Josh Brolin, the actor that plays Thanos. He did an interview, and in the interview asked him. Once again, long story short, I said a lot because I usually I take stories and I drag them out, so I said a lot to like that to remind myself to like hurry up. So get used to me saying that. Hey, if y'all like me saying that a lot, one of these days I'll make a T-shirt about it, whatever. And that's me thinking ahead. Josh Brolin did an interview, and the interview asked him like if long story short, if the Russo brothers asked you to come back for Marvel for Doomsday, would you? And he gave like a coy answer. He was like, "Well, who knows? If the Russo brothers was to talk to me, and who knows, they probably did already. I would be down to come back, and that's awesome. And oh, what's up? What else I said after that was that it would be awesome because in the 2015 Secret Wars comic book run, he plays a major role in that storyline, and also that famous comic panel that everybody knows, the one where Doctor Doom rips the spine out of Thanos, and all he sees is a skeleton. Yeah, so it would make sense for him to come back. It doesn't sound like Marvel just being desperate and bring all the heavy hitters back. So I'm down. But anyways, let's go. Long enough intro. Sorry for the long intro.
them a number of times since
Oh, and another thing I said in the last video. I'm sorry, this is quick. I'm gonna start doing this whenever I pause the video to talk, so like that it's a little more professional. Feel me? Like that whenever I pause it, it just stay like this. Feel me? Because I don't edit my videos. I just upload them right away. I don't even watch them. I just upload them. The only reason why I noticed the audio on the other one was because I was playing this video and I noticed there's no audio, and I was like, wait, if there's no audio for this video, that means there was no audio for that whole other video. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna start doing this whenever I pause videos to talk, and then whenever I'm done giving my opinion, I'll go back and I'll play the video. So I'm gonna start doing that, but I might forget because I'm just starting to do that, but I'm gonna make that permanent thing for sure. So just bear with me. All right, so thank you for bearing with me for the long intro. If you're still here. Um, so yeah, let's go. Thanos might return to Marvel.
the events of Avengers Endgame and been talking bro.
I know you've always said that you would return to reprise the role of Thanos in a heartbeat if the opportunity presented itself. What would that ideal scenario look like? How would you like to bring him back?
If Joe Russo comes to me, which he may have, and has an idea, then I might acquiesce.
Which he may
probably
have.
pretty quickly. Even if the movie doesn't work.
Wait, did you hear him? Did I hear that right too? I'm not gonna rewind it because I don't want to keep rewriting shit and make this video even longer because I'm already pausing. She didn't say the Russo. She didn't say Joe Russo, right? She said the Russo brothers, right? And he specifically said Who knows if Joe Russo? So Joe Russo has talked to him. Joe Russo has talked to you, huh, motherfucker? You don't gotta lie. It's straight. It's just us. It's just you and the interviewer and the people that are watching it. You alright? You can say it. Let us know. But yeah, so yeah, that makes it even more like for sure. Like, oh, you saw my belly. It makes it for sure. Like, okay, yeah, most definitely in talks to reprise his role. And it's gonna be awesome if they do one of those things so where like they don't like make him a bitch, but he's not the main character. Obviously, feel me? He's like a plot B villain, or even a plot C villain. Feel me? But since he has so much good baggage behind him from the Infinity War movies and from the Infinity War movie and Endgame, um, it'll be interesting. It'll be intriguing to see him in that kind of position from like where we knew him from to like where he was gonna be because he's not gonna be the main villain. It's gonna be Doctor Doom. So, but that doesn't mean you have to bitch Thanos either. Don't make him a bitch. Don't do that. If you're gonna do that, save it for the Doctor Doom spine shit. But let's get it. If you're still here, thank you.
It's still going to be
Sorry.
much better than most bad movies out there.
Now I got the information that I need, and now I have to break your neck. It's just the way it is. I'm just a messenger.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. Josh Brolin just talked about coming back as Thanos on the orders of Joe Russo. Now, I said Joe Russo specifically, but it's both of the Russo brothers. He's been pictured with them a number of times since the events of Avengers Endgame and been talking to them for a while about coming back. This is him just admitting to that in public. Also love the way that he tries to qualify his statement here, like, what if Avengers Doomsday is bad? What if Avengers Secret Wars is bad? They'll still be way better than other bad movies, so he's still happy to come back because he knows it's going to be a fun time. You do notice he doesn't specify whether it's for Avengers Doomsday or Avengers Secret Wars, but they're literally about to begin filming Avengers Secret Wars, and they're mostly done filming Doomsday, so I do think this is meant to be for Secret Wars. A really good example of this is that leaked Avengers Doomsday video of Doctor Doom during that Chinese trade show a little while ago that actually adapts one of the more iconic moments from Jonathan Hickman's more recent Secret Wars, which we know is going to inspire some of the Russos' version of Secret Wars in the movies.
Dude, if we get that seed, oh my god. I don't care if it's like coming from Holloway. That's gonna be so dope to see it live action. Doctor Doom fucking Thanos talking to him and then just dude, that should give me goosebumps right now. I can't wait.
Where you actually see his god Emperor Doom ripping Thanos' spine out of his body. This also builds on a lot of Marvel's canceled plans for Josh Brolin's Thanos during Marvel Phase 4, 5, and 6. There were a lot of canceled projects that Josh Brolin would have come back for live-action Thanos that were canceled or pushed, in addition to the stuff that they did bring him back for. There were a couple projects that Marvel did feature him in after Avengers
Yeah.
Endgame.
And yo, I give Josh Brolin mad props for voicing Thanos in the what if animation, and he did it a couple of times like that. I believe it was a game. He wasn't like cocky with it. He was like, "Well, I was like the biggest villain of Marvel. I made it like I'm trying to say this in the third. Like, I should be costing this much more. I'm trying to say, and what I'm trying to say is that I'm pretty sure he is expensive, but I'm pretty sure he was like willing to ball like, dude, I know I'm just doing voice work. I'm not doing the whole 9 yards like I did live action. So you don't gotta pay me that whole shit. Like, who knows? They probably paid him his whole shit, but I got that vibe from him because I was like, yeah, hell yeah. Like, you know, see, he got the bragging rights to be like, feel me, like, no, nah, ain't gonna be animation. What the hell? Hell no. Nah. He was down. Appreciate that. Yeah.
I think we all expected Thanos to come back in live action eventually. It was just a question of when he would come back, how much he would come back for, and whether or not there'd be solo projects or it'd just be for Avengers cameos like Avengers Secret Wars. When people talk about Marvel bringing Thanos back, they always post that meme. You see it so many times since Avengers Endgame happened. You couldn't live with your own
Oh,
failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me. That meme is also relevant for Robert Downey Jr. coming back as Doctor Doom. Like you use that in a bunch of
yeah,
different contexts with
that's
what's
right.
happening with Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars and how many times they've changed their plans for how this next Avengers movie is going down. He's actually done a number of interviews this year where he's talked about coming back as Thanos, as well as other really interesting projects on top of all that, too. For instance, he almost became the new Green Lantern at DC for James Gunn. For a very brief second, he actually almost completed the circle of references and jokes and replaced Ryan Reynolds as the next Hal Jordan.
Okay, let's talk about the obvious thing. Green Lantern. End of career, and yet you're still going. Why? None of us can understand.
He revealed that he talks to Robert Downey Jr. several times a year, every year since Avengers Endgame because they're friends, and he's been talking
Dude,
to the Russos 4 or 5 times.
dude, like another thing I gotta give Josh Brolin props for too. He signed a deal with Marvel to do those movies, I think like back in like 2013, 2014. And so I think that's why we were able to get well, it was a physical cameo of Thanos, but it was the voice of Josh Brolin by that point. Feel me? Because remember in Avengers, um, 2012, at the end of that, the post credit scene is a Thanos post credit scene, but it's not Josh Brolin. It's another actor that's in makeup that's playing Josh Brolin. So I think literally a year after Avengers in 2012, so after the release, not the filming of it, after the release of Avengers 2012, I think they signed a deal with Josh Brolin for him to be Thanos, but they told him like, but this is like a long term plan. And dude, when it comes to like the Hollywood business, I'm not an actor, but the Hollywood business is made of no's and false promises. You know what I'm trying to say? Oh, you can see my shit. It's made of no's and false promises. So for Josh Brolin to yeah, Marvel was huge at that time, but even huge franchises don't stay on their promises with their actors or with like studios when it comes to shit like that. Feel me? He was willing to wait until they called him in for him to actually start doing motion capture, right? Motion capture work for Thanos and for him to be like an actual character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It wasn't up until 2017. I say 2017, that's when they filmed Infinity War. So he signed a deal in 2013, 2014, and had to wait all that time up to 2017 for them to like actually finally call him back, and he waited. He wasn't like when it was like 2 years down, he wasn't like, you guys are taking too long. I don't know if I want to do this no more. I don't know if you guys are gonna like fulfill your promise, like send a third. Nah, dude, he stuck it out. He saw the vision. I'm trying to say, and I'm pretty sure like the end up, yeah, like I said, he did the voice for the post credit scene for Age of Ultron, but I'm pretty sure that's about it. I'm trying to say he could have recorded that a couple months after he signed the deal when they were like coming up with Age of Ultron, and they like already had that for sure for like a post credit scene. They were like, you know what, we can't get him because we don't know what he's gonna look like completely, but we could get him to deliver a line or some shit. Feel me? Yeah. So dude, props, props to Josh Brolin, dog. He had patience. He was like, nah, all right, bet, I got you. Y'all want me to do what? Y'all want to do this? You want me to wait how long? All right, bet. I'm gonna trust the process. Feel me? Like, let me know. Like, I give him mad props for that. Like, hell yeah, hell yeah. Sorry,
Oh,
I had to give him his props for that because I always think about that. When I found that out, that he signed that deal to become Thanos and to be in these amount of movies, I thought he signed that shit probably like in 2016, 2015, like a year or two before shooting Infinity War. No. He signed that shit before Age of Ultron was even making. You know what I'm trying to say? So like, dude, once again, props.
week since Avengers Endgame, like literally all the time. Also because both Robert Downey Jr. and Josh Brolin have business with the Russos, like other projects they're working on with the Russos since Avengers Endgame. So it's almost like the original Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, Marvel Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3 band never actually broke up. They all just continued working on projects together in a bunch of different places. This is actually one of the reasons why Kevin Feige rehired the Russos to come back and direct Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars, because first he
Yeah,
went to
that's another sigh of relief. That was another sigh of relief for me when they announced that they were gonna come back, the Russo brothers, to direct Secret Wars. Dude, I was like, I oh, I had faith in what is his name? Dustin or Destin Daniel Craig, the director of Shang-Chi. Him, I don't want to butcher his name. I don't want to disrespect his name like that. The director of Shang-Chi, he was originally the director for Avengers 5, Avengers Doomsday, when it was originally called Avengers King Dynasty. Feel me? So I was like, oh yeah, I got my faith in him. Feel me? But it was the story that I had faith in. Like I trusted him to deliver a great looking film and great like cinematography, great this and that. But I felt like and great acting. But I felt like we weren't gonna really connect with the King and Conquer like that. Even though I was still like fuck it. They want to go with it, go with it. I believe in y'all. Feel me? I'm gonna ride with y'all till the wheels fall off type shit. But when all that happened with the majors, he left to go do another project, director Shang-Chi, and then he got hired to do Spider-Man No Way Home. And then he got hired to do Spider-Man Brand New Day. That's not a bad trade-off. But anyways, when they announced that the Russo brothers are gonna come step back in and replace that director, whew, dude. All right, let's go. I'm sorry.
Robert Downey Jr. to ask him to come back for Doctor Doom, Avengers Doomsday related stuff. Then, as part of his terms for coming back, in addition to giant bags of money, like hundreds of millions of dollars to be paid to come back, he also made them bring the Russos back. Like, if I'm coming back, you have to hire the Russos back to direct both of these movies. So when Josh Brolin talks about coming back for Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars, I think he's just speculating on Avengers Doomsday, and this would be more of an Avengers Secret Wars kind of reference so that they can pay off the scene of Thanos versus Doctor Doom. There's been a lot of really cool fan art out there of this scene. If you haven't read Jonathan Hickman's Marvel comic book Secret Wars, a lot of what they're doing in the Avengers Secret Wars live action movies will be based on that. They'll be changing it a lot, but there'll be some moments that they'll take from that. Even if you haven't read the comic book, you've probably seen those iconic panels. The whole idea is that everybody winds up on Battleworld from the multiverse, a bunch of different universes. We've talked about how this is going to work in the live action movies too.
Dude, I want Battle World to feel huge. I want it to feel like what it says in its name, Battle World. Feel me? I don't want to be in sections of Battle World where it's like all walls and shit because they're really like filming on set and it's not like on stage or whatever. So they're trying to do that so it doesn't look like even smaller. No, dude, I hope Battle World feels like a whole world. Like whenever we change states, we feel like we're moving to other countries. I'm trying to say. I mean, whenever we change scenery, it feels like we're going to a whole different country, a whole different state, a whole different island. Battle World. I'm trying to say it doesn't feel like we're going a couple blocks that way. I'm trying to say no. I want it to feel expansive. Because dude, Battle World in the comic books was awesome. That was an awesome concept. Because it wasn't just a couple different universes put together. No, it was like each island, each region in Battle World was related to like Spider-Man or like Iron Man. For Iron Man, it was the tech shit, and with Hulk, it was like the land of Hulks or some shit like that. Feel me? Like it's like Thor. It wasn't a Thor now. It was a Thor Corps. Feel me? It was like like the Green Lantern Corps. Imagine that, but Thor's instead of Green Lantern rings, imagine Mjolnirs. Feel me? Like that was a great idea. And like the wall that protects Doctor Doom's kingdom is fucking Ben Prim, and the sun that's giving bright that's giving light to the world is Johnny Storm burning 24/7. Dude, I'm trying to say make that shit feel huge. But yeah.
With Avengers Doomsday's ending, sort of on a downer moment, the way that Avengers Infinity War ended on the snap, and then you push into Avengers Endgame. At a certain point, he winds up finding God Emperor Doom, and that's the big standoff. He realizes he has to kill Doom in order to take control of the planet because Doom is ruling over the planet like a God Emperor. Doctor Doom asks him if he has the Infinity Gauntlet with him because that would make him way more powerful, almost on par with God Emperor Doom, but not quite as powerful. That's the
Oh, okay. I'm happy you said that because I was gonna say, are you sure? Are you sure? Because God Emperor Doom is that nigga, bro. God Emperor Doom is that nigga, bro. Don't get it fucked up. Like, yeah, the Infinity Stones are fucking powerful. You know what I'm saying? Or the Infinity Gems, how they're called in the comic books. Um, but God Emperor Doom is at a whole nother level. Whole nother level. Fucking multiversal threat. And we know from the MCU and their continuity, Infinity Stones don't work in every universe. They work in the universe that they come from. I'm trying to say God Emperor Doom is a multiversal threat, meaning whatever his weapon is, whether it's literally his hands and his magic, they're multiversal. Niggas wild. Niggas unleashed. Nigga is unhinged. Creed 2015 Secret Wars. Please. Please. Dude is a G. God Emperor Doom is a G. You could see like when he's cracking and shit sometimes though, you could tell like he's not all mentally there. Well, he is obviously all mentally there, but you could tell like at the in the back of his head, he knows that somebody else could have done better. I'm not gonna ruin that part, but he knows that somebody else could have done it better. In the back of his head, he like he he's got him for Doom, but he knows somebody could have did a better job than him. I'm trying to say, and I love that because to other people you could tell he's like got him for Doom. For me, he's that dude, he's that nigga. He be chilling like he be like, but when he's like Loki to himself and shit, he's like, yeah, I like my kingdom and shit, but probably could have been more civil, more loving. I'm trying to say, but yeah. All right, I'm stop that. I'm sorry. I'm just tired. I'm
Key
sad.
idea, not quite as powerful.
Do you have an infinity gauntlet now? I do not.
Thanos grossly overestimates his chances and thinks that he doesn't need the Infinity Gauntlet to kill God Emperor Doom, and Doom basically just wipes the floor with him and rips his skeleton right out of his body. There are a couple other rumors about them trying to do a version of King Thanos from another universe. King Thanos is based on the older Thanos who winds up conquering the MCU at a certain point in the vast, vast different future. That was based on the same
Hey
cosmic
yo,
Ghost Rider comic book. They've done a version of that inside the Disney
hey
parks.
yo. I never seen this panel. Yo, what I got my boy Banner looking like that? What I got my boy in all fours leashed up like that? My boy don't even look like a bitch. My boy look like submissive. Hell nah, my boy. Yo, Hawk, if you don't fucking nigga, what you doing, my boy?
Which is like a completely different experience, completely different universe connected to the MCU. Earlier, I mentioned that there were a number of canceled Thanos projects that were supposed to happen during Marvel Phase 4, Marvel Phase 5, and so on. This was back a couple years ago
Oh,
during the
really?
pandemic era when Bob Iger and then Bob Chapek had them increase their output to crazy levels.
Which I would have wanted a Thanos, um, like as a show in a show, like a show based on him. What would it be? I'm trying to say, well, what would it have been? I wonder what the story would have been.
So there was like a Marvel series on every single week in multiple movies that they then started to seem like they were going to be releasing straight to Disney Plus, like all the special presentations. And there were a couple sequel movies that then got subsequently canceled after their initial movies underperformed, like Eternals, for example. For a while, there was a version of Eternals 2 that they were
Controversial take. I know. I like Eternals. You think it's boring? I see 100% why you think it's boring. Got you. It's not for you. I respect it. Me? I love it. I don't love it. I love. I'll say I like it, but I more than like it. In between. In between. Dude, the visuals though, love them for sure. The effects for Omakari's speed, oh, top tier speedster CGI. Top tier speed. Oh my god, dude, her speed shit in the movie, the way they captured her speed, dude, they killed it. When she was jumping, when she was running and shit, and when she would jump continents. Dude, fire.
developing, but then that got canceled a long time ago. That would have been one of the first big things to actually bring Thanos back in a different kind of way, all because of Thanos and Harry Styles' Eros' backstory, their relationship. They would have just dug more into.
Oh yeah, this nigga. What up though, Harry Styles? What up, yo? To be honest, when I seen him in theater, I was like, okay, I could see him being arrows. Feel me? I could see how he could be like, how you call it, like a flirt. Feel me? Like, trust me, people that know the character, they know why I'm saying that. Trust me. Like I was like, yeah, he's a perfect fit for arrows. I can see him playing arrows. Hell yeah,
That because Thanos is an Eternal
Firefox,
from
whatever.
Titan, if it wasn't clear. He just has the deviant gene, which is why he doesn't look like Eros. Within the MCU, the whole idea is that Titan was meant to be another planet of different types of Eternals, the same way that the Eternals came to planet Earth, then eventually emerge and destroy the planet. The whole idea is that that was also going down on the planet Titan in its history, too. You remember all that concept art that
Oh, and that would have been. why he was trying to erase all half of pop was trying to erase all half what was trying to erase half of the population on his planet because he knew there was the eternal. Remember, in Eternal, so as I remember, the reason why the Celestial emerged in that movie was because there was a sufficient amount of people on the planet. Trying to say when Tony when who was it? Yeah, when Tony snapped his finger back and everybody came back. No, Hulk did. My fault. So Iron Man was the killing Thanos and shit. But yeah, that would have been a great motivation to why he started doing that because he knew there were celestials on Earth on planets inside of planets. Oh, that would have been fire.
Leaked out of the young version of Thanos with his family. This is what they were meant to look like.
By the way, make sure you can see young Thanos. What he would look like. Dude, I will never forget the panel where his mom is holding him and she gives birth before she sees him. Like she's like, oh, and she sees him and she's like, get this shit away from me! What the fuck is this? It's like, damn, bitch, really? It's like that. That's your baby. I don't no. Listen, I don't give a fuck. If my baby come out with one eye, half a mouth, and no nose, I'm gonna love that. I'm gonna love that kid to the fucking death of me. I'm trying to say, dude, that was so fucked up. She was like, get this shit away. Get this abomination. That's so fucked
We call him Thanos because he hadn't gotten super thick yet. This
up.
is all
Thanos.
part of the way they changed Thanos' backstory inside the MCU, dramatically different from his comic book backstory, but there were versions of his comic book accurate backstory that at different points they were adapting, especially early on during Marvel Phase 1 when the first Avengers movie happened. But one of the big ideas that the Eternals 2 movie would have gotten into was
Yeah, for those who don't know, in the comics, Thanos wasn't trying to erase half population because he wanted to every planet to have enough resources for everybody. He did it to impress Death. Yeah, kind of dumb, kind of dumb. But the journey of him doing the killing was amazing. But the reason, stupid.
explaining what was going on with other Eternals on other planets. For example, one of the biggest questions they would have had to answer is if the Eternals are meant to be celestial robots, how did they father a child? Like, how did Alars and Sui San father Thanos and Starfox?
Oh
They
yeah,
called me a
that's right.
madman.
There are a lot of people that were asking about them doing Hyperion eventually. He's meant to be another Eternal from another planet who just pretends to be like a Superman type of character.
Is that really his background? Is that really his origin? I never knew that. I thought Hyperion was a hero from Earth. That just goes to show you how much I know about this character. Dude, holy shit.
His backstory reads a lot
He's an Eternal in the comics? What?
other Thanos and Starfox.
They called me a madman.
There are a lot of people that were asking about them doing Hyperion eventually. He's meant to be another Eternal from another planet who just pretends to be like a Superman type of character. His backstory reads
That shit blew my mind. I'm not gonna lie. Holy shit.
a lot like Superman when he comes to planet Earth. One of the other big canceled Marvel Phase 4, Marvel Phase 5 projects they were working on was a young Thanos story. It sounded more like a limited series because they wouldn't have done multiple seasons, but also the idea that they would have just gotten more into his
What's straight?
backstory in the MCU, the way that the young Thanos comic book did his origin story. There are a lot of changes, like that young Thanos comic book gets a lot into his first meeting with the cosmic entity Death and how their relationship starts, that eventually leads to his comic book Infinity Gauntlet and Thanos' quest storyline, where he tries to assemble the Infinity Gauntlet to impress Death, like he wants to court Death, which they did reference at the end of the first Avengers movie. It sounded like in the original plan for the way that Marvel's Infinity Saga was going to play out, Marvel wanted to do
And if I'm correct in the comic books, Thanos also, I mean Deadpool also is in love with like Lady Death, and Thanos is jealous, and he says Deadpool says some shit like so he's gonna like take himself out so he could live with her forever, and Thanos gets jealous. So you know what he does to Deadpool? I don't know this is canon to why he's like this, but you know what he does in the comics for sure. I know this for a fact. He makes him immortal so that he's not able to die. Like that, Thanos is the only one with a chance to actually get Lady Death. This nigga, this nigga. For some cheeks, bro. For some cheeks.
Do a more comic book accurate version of that. There's even now a famous deleted scene, or technically it's a deleted scene, where Samuel L. Jackson's Nick Fury comes to Captain America to tell him about the Infinity Stones in S.H.I.E.L.D.'s files, claiming that S.H.I.E.L.D. has actually talked to Mephisto
Mephisto.
about the Infinity Gems. During the Infinity Gauntlet comic book, Mephisto is actually a lackey of Thanos, is just waiting to take his chance to actually take control himself, take the Infinity Gems for himself.
Forgot.
But it sounds like initially Kevin Feige was thinking about introducing the Mephisto character much earlier and making him a bigger part of that build-up to Avengers Infinity War. Cut to Marvel Phase 6. After Marvel Phase 5, Agatha's series, we have Aubrey Plaza's version of the cosmic entity death. So we do have her in the MCU.
Her finance. Oh my god. Aubrey Plaza. Oh my god. Aubrey fucking Plaza. With all respect, if you see this for some reason, with all respect, man, you are fine. You are fine. All right.
MCU now, and now because of the Ironheart series, we have Sacha Baron Cohen's version of Mephisto. But the way that Kevin Feige talked about in his big Marvel Phase 7 panel and his State of the Union address, like the state of the Marvel Universe and how we're rebooting everything, how we're going to go forward with the X-Men, the mutant characters in Marvel Phase 7, why everything's going to look way different. As part of that, he made it sound like there were a lot of Marvel Phase 4 characters and Phase 5 that they'd introduce, like brand new characters that we might never see again. Or if we do, it'd be like 30 plus years. Like he gave the example of the leader character, like,
Like,
oh,
dude, talking about that, I'm not gonna lie. I heard it was good for me. I enjoyed it. It was a good time for me to pass time and shit. And I was actually kind of like into it. Um, I don't think they're gonna bring back Mephisto, man. And Sasha Baron Cohen, I hope I'm saying his name right, dude. He's the perfect casting as Mephisto, dude. Dude, when he actually showed up, dude, I was like, yep. He started talking. He started doing his thing, like his version of like Mephisto. His take on it, I was like, yep, I knew it. I knew the dude was gonna kill it, bro. I loved the way he played Mephisto. I loved, I loved it. I loved it. That's just me. I'm not saying I'm not saying I love the show. I'm saying Mephisto. I love the way the actor portrayed him. It was dope. It was dope. It kind of reminded me of Mephisto from Ghost from Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider movie from '07. It kind of reminded me of that actor's take of Mephisto. That's what I'm saying, and I like that version, that take of Mephisto. And he kind of did the same thing, but his own way though. He did his own. He put his own stank on it. Feel me? Sacha Baron Cohen. So yeah, I like that. Please, man, if you're not gonna bring him back for Doomsday or Secret Wars, bring him back for the next saga of Marvel. Please, please, please. He shows up in so much other stories. You don't have to do you don't have to try to do one in the finish. Don't try to sneak one in Doomsday Secret Wars if you're gonna go half ass with it. Don't. Just wait to have Secret Wars if anything. But please bring him back, dude. He killed it, in my opinion.
you remember almost 20 years ago when the leader showed up in that first Incredible Hulk movie, well, we finally brought him back.
We'll see what happens when you have to protect this place from the others.
Basically saying don't hold your breath on a lot of these brand new characters. There's been so much talk about them bringing Thanos back in live action after Avengers Endgame. Everybody just post all your reactions in the comments below and let me know what you want them to do with him if they don't want to trample on the stuff that they've done before. Like they want to do new stuff that we haven't seen before with Thanos on screen. During my recent talk with James Gunn, he also revealed that one of the reasons why he's swerving on Darkseid as the overarching antagonist for his DCU big Justice League movie when they team
Because
up is because of what Marvel did with Thanos during the Infinity
I
Saga.
respect that.
Like they did such a good job.
He came out and said that flat out. He was like, to be honest, it's just too similar. It's too soon. It's too soon. Not yet. And if not him as the main character, like he's not like I said, and if he's gonna be in DC, he's not gonna be the main threat. That's for later. Thanos is still very recent in people's minds. It's gonna always be people's minds, but it's too recent to the point where it's like, dude, a lot of people are gonna be like, their casual fans are gonna be like, dude, that's Thanos. I'm trying to say,
With Thanos during those movies, that anything that he tried to do with him as an overarching antagonist would just make him feel too much like Thanos. It would feel too much like him trying to copy Marvel.
yep,
Everybody click here for that full video of mine with James.
like you said, Phil. like copying Marvel. It's not him copying Marvel. It'll just feel too similar. Um. So yeah, let me know what y'all think. Yeah, down for Josh Brolin returning as Thanos. And if you are down, how would you want to return? A major role like he is in 2015 Secret Wars comic book, or a role like the Spider-Man from Spider-Man No Way Home, from like the length of time that Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire was in that movie, or would you want him to have like a full-fledged role in it? Let me know. So yeah, like always, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments. And yeah, deuces.